Welcome back, gamers, to another episode of the Slow Runcast. It is Saturday, February 8th, and I am your host, Muhammad Ali, aka the Iraqi Balboa. And I can't do this without being joined by my friend and co-host. That's right, Derwin Luke, or as I prefer to call him, the Derwinator. What is going on, my friend?
Not much.
How
I've
are
got
you doing? It looks like your dog's
Eddie,
biting.
which is my other
Eddie,
dog.
what's up?
Dude, look at how fat he got.
Oh no! Oh,
He's a chubby
getting
now.
chubby, man.
He's a chubby boy.
How old is Eddie?
He's 6. Yeah, he's going for his immunizations on Monday.
Nice. You're gonna give him the COVID vaccine.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him the COVID
You're
vaccine.
gonna destroy his DNA and give him an mRNA vaccine.
Yeah, he's gonna be a super dog.
No, he's gonna go to the truckers' protest. Why are you giving your dogs How old is 6 years in dog years? How old is in human years? I guess.
I think it's times 7, right? Yeah, 6 human years to dog years. 45. Oh no, equivalent
42.
to 4 years old in a small dog.
So in a big dog, it's probably even
45.
more. It's more.
This guy's an old man, an old fat dude.
40's still young, bro.
Is it? I guess they do live pretty long.
Did you get him when he was a puppy?
Yeah, I got him. I think 6 months. So he's been with us for a while.
He's been with you for a while.
Yeah, he's a little big baby.
How is he dealing with Macy now? Maisie or Macy? I keep
Maisie.
Maisie.
They're better. Like he still growls a lot when she gets really annoying, but that's like understandable because she's really annoying.
She's still biting all your cords?
No. She's literally right down beside me. She's biting on some rawhide right now.
Nice.
An antler. So she's working on that instead of the cables now.
That's
good. They don't taste as good.
No, they don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna come over to your house and just with a saw and start taking some antlers off.
Yeah, I'd rather I just get you antlers myself than take those off. I'd lose my mind.
Could you imagine? I just come over with a bone saw.
Paid way too much for that. But without further ado, you guys aren't here to listen to me and Derwin talk about dogs. You're here to listen to all the new gaming news that happened this week, and we're here to give it all to you in what seems to be we've been hitting the 1 hour, 1.5 hour mark, so we're getting better. It's no longer marathon podcasts, so
yeah.
So let's get right into it. All right, man. We had some big news from EA this week, specifically regarding Battlefield.
Yeah.
They are going all in on Battlefield. Battlefield 2042 was not the success they were hoping for, and they are trying to avoid a disaster like that. It seems like the Battlefield game franchise is kind of on its last legs, and it needs a big banger. They dropped a YouTube video. They told us they have 4 studios working on Battlefield. They are DICE, of course, Criterion, Ripple, and there's one more. Studios working on Battlefield. So anyway, they showed us a sneak peek of kind of what all these studios are working on now. Yeah, so it's Ripple, Criterion, and Motive. Interesting. So Motive are the ones who did Star Wars Squadrons and Dead Space. Criterion are known
over that flight simulation from Squadrons.
Maybe, yeah. Criterion are known for working on the Need for Speed series, right?
Yeah. The 2 latest ones, right?
The 2 latest ones. So what's happening is they're bringing all these studios to work together. They're doing this like heavy pre-alpha testing. So basically, they're hiring the whole world to be their quality assurance testers. So you could sign up online to be part of this. You tried, and did it work?
No. It literally gave me an error. I tried I tried mainly just on my Mac, but I tried on Firefox and Chrome, and no dice. See what I did
No,
there?
yeah, yeah. So I don't know, man. What do you think about this? Like, I know I didn't even play the last Battlefield only because I was just kind of like the reviews came out, it wasn't so great, and I was like, oh, whatever. But I'm like a big Battlefield aficionado. I used to love like, well, I'm not gonna say I love the older ones. I don't think I played like the first two, but like
Yeah,
the you know the ones from the PS4 console generation, I definitely played a significant amount, especially Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 is probably one of my favorite games on the PS4. I played
yeah.
so much of that game. Yeah. So,
I mean,
any
I think
thoughts?
they like came out. We like covered a bit of this rumor a few months back, and they said that they were doing extensive play tests. But I feel like this is like their next step up because they're like, we need this. We need people to try this to get hooked, and then to actually buy the game and play it when it comes out. So
It
it's like
almost
a
feels
taste
it
of it
almost feels
for
like
sure.
a early kind of access thing, but because they have like a boxed game that has a release,
Yeah,
they want to do this like early access period before they release it, and then yeah. We didn't get a lot of footage. We saw some. We saw
yeah.
some
I think it
footage
was
of what it
the
looks.
last few seconds, right?
Yeah,
They
yeah, yeah.
showed.
Well, yeah, in the beginning too. It seems like it's kind of a modern era combat, not futuristic like 2042 where you're doing some crazy stuff. There's a tornado and your squirrel suit jumping out of the window, and
Yeah, yeah,
seems like it's a little bit more grounded. Obviously the stuff we're used to in Battlefield, uh, structure destruction from like artillery and shelling and all that kind of stuff. Big maps, lots of people in the game. Uh, I'm excited for this. I'm looking forward to this Battlefield. I always look forward to Battlefield. It was just that last one was kind of a hiccup. And I know people didn't like Battlefield 5 when it came out. I liked it. I played it a significant amount, not as much as one, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm hoping that the sign up like fixes itself for me so that we can like hop on and give it a try.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I want to like be
Ruin it
a
for yourself.
well. I don't know if I want to be like free labor for these companies because that's what
Yeah,
this feels like. It's like yeah. How do you feel about there probably going to be no Need for Speed anytime soon?
I'm a little bit disappointed. If you remember on our like year end episode, we were discussing like the next Need for Speed, but
I think so. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, it's a little bit sad. Like it's kind of been a franchise that I enjoy because it's like the OG like arcade racer, and
Yeah.
to like not see one come out for a while is a little bit disappointing. Like it's just kind of fun to turn off your mind and you just crash your car, drive it
Yeah.
around like a maniac kind of deal, right?
Did you play the last two? You played Unbound and
Yeah, yeah.
it wasn't
And the
Heat.
original, like
There
it
was
was just called
Heat.
Need for Speed, wasn't it?
No, there was Need for Speed. It was just called that. Then there was
Yeah.
like Need for Speed Hot Pursuit or no, not Hot Pursuit.
Hot
That's an old
Pursuit's
one.
way older.
Old no, it was Need for Speed Heat or something like that. There was one from like 2020 and there was like one from
Yeah, yeah, the more recent
yeah.
one. I played the 2021, I think. Like completed the whole thing.
Yeah. Um do you I don't think that series really has, you know, does it really have the footing that it used to?
Oh no. I think as the years have gone by, people have moved on to like different types of racing games.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like Need for
Yeah.
Speed on like of our days from when we were kids.
Yeah. Like Need for Speed Carbon was a big one. And Need for Speed Underground, obviously, and Underground 2.
Yeah,
Yeah. Now it has to face like Forza Horizon right on both platforms.
that's true. It is a different vibe than Forza Horizon, but
Yeah, yeah.
they need to
But
do
that
something.
is like kind of the bigger arcade racer now, right?
Yeah. We can't expect anything from these other studios here for the next few years. Apparently, there was word too that any future like Apex Legends 2 sort of thing was there was talks about that going through, but apparently now that's like on full pause. I'm not sure what it has to do with this, because I know that studio is not one of these four that are working on Battlefield.
Yeah,
Or maybe they're just kind of they don't want maybe the higher level management to focus on two different things.
yeah. I
Um,
wonder how that cooperation is going too, because that's like quite a lot of people.
and across the sea too, like there's studios there in the United
Yeah, yeah.
States and Europe.
Like,
Um,
is one studio handling a part of the like? Is Criterion dealing with like the vehicles, and then like, you know, Dice dealing with, I don't know, who knows, the guns and how
I
they
don't know.
feel. Who
I
knows?
don't know. Yeah, but EA realizes that they're really banking on this game, and they really gotta get it to hit, or else they're in trouble. I mean, we already saw the financial trouble they were in this year following the FC25 underperformance and the Dragon Age the Veilguard underperformance.
Yeah.
And then following up on Dragon Age the Veilguard, apparently BioWare, the situation there is actually a lot worse than we originally suspected when we were reporting on this. There's
Mhm.
talks about developers being moved to different studios while they were like developing Mass Effect 4. It sounds like that was just kind of like a cover for like some large amount of layoffs, and the studio has actually been reduced to a size to below a size that it hasn't been since like literally like Baldur's Gate 2 era
Jeez.
and like KOTOR era when they were working on that. So it does seem like EA by the end
Who's
of
gonna
this year,
fail
early
first,
this year, it's
EA or Ubisoft?
yeah, it's starting to like EA's like, yo, Ubisoft, take a break. Like, I feel like we don't have any Ubisoft news this week, but EA's like, yo, bro, don't worry, we got you. Yeah, FC25, the Veilguard. We don't know what's gonna happen with BioWare. Lots of these games are gonna be on pause. I mean, the studio that made the Dead Space remake, we know that Dead Space remake undersold, and they're not doing Dead Space 2 remake. There was, I think, there was an interview with one of the original guys, or the three of the original guys that worked on Dead Space, and they apparently brought it up to EA, and they're like, "Hey, you wanna? We're pitching you a new Dead Space," and they're like, "No." So yeah, we'll see what happens with EA. I am looking forward to Battlefield though.
Yeah.
Uh Moving on, we got news from a publisher who's doing a little bit better than EA, I think, and that's Capcom. Except Capcom, like they release all these good games, but they have like it seems like consistently the worst spotlights ever. They make like these huge announcements. We're gonna have a showcase or a spotlight, and you're like, okay, I gotta watch this. It's half an hour, and you sit and you watch the whole thing, and you're like, did this really need to exist?
Right?
I mean, it was like, oh,
Yeah,
we'll give you, yeah,
I'll tell you my experience with it, because might as well. I like tried to watch it, and then I got bored, and then I got AI to read it for me and summarize the points.
and so you have your
And
notes here
honestly, I probably got enough from reading the AI summary than actually watching the 30-minute video.
because you wouldn't have paid attention to the 30-minute
Yeah.
video. Uh, I recently had a company meeting with the it was with the city of Chestermere, right?
Yeah.
So the guy from Chestermere he's like, we're gonna do like this AI function on Teams that records the video and just pumps out a bunch of meeting minutes at the end.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, sure, whatever, buddy. We record it. These meeting minutes come back. Yo, they were good, bro. They
Right.
were good.
Okay.
I was like,
Can we veer off a little bit, and
yeah,
I'll just discuss AI real quick
okay,
on
okay.
both.
We'll come
So
back to Capcom.
so I did get this.
Nice, because I noticed the blue message that came in from
Yeah.
you the other day. Yeah.
So I still have this as well, a
Okay.
Pixel 7. So I was kind of playing around with AI, because like I first got the iPhone to try and summarize it for me, and I was like, this is like kind of not great. And then
Okay.
I also asked it a few questions while I was reading the notes, like what games did like Sumo Digital like make, and like who did this and who did what. And like my experience with the Apple Intelligence is that it is crap compared to Gemini, which
Yeah,
is the Google and Android version
yeah,
of
but
AI.
but why are you surprised about this? We know this
I
because
just I just thought because of the Chat GPT integration with Apple that it would be better because it's Chat GPT. It's
I
open
think it's.
AI.
I don't know, man. Wasn't there like a thing about how like there's a reason why Apple Maps sucks, and there's a reason why because it actually like protects your privacy more than Google.
No, but it'll reach out to Chat GPT. So like it's not completely on platform. Anyways,
Maybe the Google one reaches out to DeepSeek.
so also on top of the just the summary thing, I was watching a video on YouTube about the AI like photo editing features. So the Apple like or object removal versus the Google photo removal, and it's also like night and day difference for the ability of what AI can do. So it seems like
So what's
AI
better
on
on
Android
Google?
phones
On
is
Android
just
phones is
better
superior.
if you use it. If
Yeah,
not, then like you buy it for the ecosystem.
so
Anyways,
like an
that's my little side rant.
so what's the verdict? Are you going to keep using iPhones or what? You have two phones now. You're running with two phones. Which one has your SIM
So
card?
the Pixel does have to go back because I got it on a 2 year term. So I will be sticking with the iPhone.
Is this your first iPhone?
No, I switch back and forth. I'm
Oh,
like that. I'm that guy. It doesn't matter to me.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what's your what? Oh man, I couldn't. I've been on iPhone since
Yeah.
like the three, and
Yeah.
I literally haven't had a single other phone since.
Yeah. I've had an iPhone for quite some time before this, like iPhone 5 all the way to uh oh geez, an iPhone 12
Mm,
Pro Max. So
mm,
I've had an iPhone for a very long time, and then I switched to Android since then. And honestly, like I hated Android before because I had like a Note 2 and stuff like that. But Android is actually a lot more comfortable to me now.
mm.
Like I actually enjoy using it.
Yeah, I don't. I had one for work a few years ago, and I had no idea how to use it. I just called and people on, texted
Yeah,
people on it. That was it. I
yeah,
was like, I don't want to touch this interface. I don't know where these settings are. It was like a nightmare to try and go through the OS.
yeah. I actually think Apple went backwards because they organized all their settings into like the apps section. So you have to like go into settings, go into apps, find your apps kind of deal. It used to be like all on one page. So
I have noticed it's gotten a little bit more complicated to find some
yeah, and
stuff.
then dude, looking at the accessibility stuff on iOS 18, I'm like, dude, what is this? What does half of this stuff do?
Oh,
So yeah, I don't know. Just I can use both, but I think I don't know. Something's up with in terms of how iOS is now. It's gone way more complex than what I remember it being.
well, we digress. um,
Anyways, Capcom.
Capcom Spotlight. So I'm thinking I have to watch this. We have a gaming podcast. There's going to be
Yeah,
some news. Well, what did we saw? We saw they gave us a new Street Fighter 6 character, which is Mai from Fatal Fury. There's a new Marvel vs. Capcom fighting collection, which actually has a lot of old arcade classics. Like, if that's something you're into, like, there's a lot. There's a lot
yeah,
there. Yeah. Yeah. So it's Fighting Collection 2. What was the release date again? Was it February? I think it was like February something this month, or it was next month. Anyway,
yeah,
so look into that if that is something that interests you. These are old games from like the arcade days and from the 90s. And there's some like obscure games in there, man. I was like, what is this? But yeah, we got an Onimusha update, kind of ish. I thought we would see new footage from Onimusha. What is it for? What's the new one they're calling? Way of the Sword or
yeah.
something?
Way of the Sword, I think, is what it's
Yeah,
named.
which was slated for 2026. We've already discussed this game. It was shown on the uh, Game Awards.
Game Awards. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Game Awards.
so I thought we'd get a new trailer, a new update, but not really. They had just the lead producer on it, just discuss a few things and kind of give us some idea of there was a little bit of extra footage, but nothing to go crazy about. We were told about a remaster of Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny, which is set to be released this year. That's a new piece of information, although what I saw was not particularly interesting to me. It didn't really look like a remaster, but I don't know. I'm not going to hold my breath till then. We'll see.
Yeah.
Then there was like a lot of announcements where it's like, in case you missed it.
Oh yeah, like games that were already out or
Yeah, it's like,
whatever, right?
oh, by
Yeah.
the way, at the Game Awards, we announced Okami 2. In case you decided to watch the Capcom spotlight and not watch the Game Awards, right? And so they re-showed us the Okami 2 trailer. Then they're like, oh yeah, there was this game we released in the summer called Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess.
Yeah. I was
It's
just like, oh man, I don't even remember the game. Like,
it came out in July, I think. And then it was like, yeah, it's kind of Japanese themed. Same with Okami. So we bundled them together. And they're on sale. Go buy them. Right? And then it was like, I was listening to a podcast. I can't remember which podcast, and they were making a joke about this. And then somebody, like, it was like a live. So somebody types in, he's like, bro, this bundle's been out for a month. I bought it like a week ago.
oh my god.
And then they were like, yeah, Resident Evil 2 is on your iPhone now. Please buy it because we only sold like 10 copies of it.
10,000 copies or something.
Like, what the heck is this? Why am I seeing this, bro? Like, there was something else that was like, oh yeah. I don't know what else it was. There's something else. It's like, I can't remember now.
Do you know what I really want to see from Capcom? Wait, let me just double check that they're the developers for it.
Publishers.
I assume they are because they own like the Mega Man like franchise.
Mm-hmm. Listen, all jokes aside, like Capcom has been an amazing publisher for like the last 4 or 5 years. They actually just release quality. So
yeah.
Like, I'm just joking about why they have this event. Doesn't need to
Whether or
exist.
not it's selling well is like a different story. But yeah, a game series I really want them to bring back is Mega Man Battle Network.
What is Mega Man Battle Network?
Oh, you've never played it?
Well, I know what Mega Man is, but what's Mega Man Battle Network?
It's a little bit like kind of turn based in terms of you select like Battle Network cards that gives your Navi a special ability, and it's like played on a 9x9
I've seen this.
field or 3x9 field. Yeah.
Okay.
It's 3x9.
Yeah. It's
3x6.
Yeah, 3x6 field.
Yeah, 3x6 field, and you're basically just kind of like deleting enemies. It's been a favorite franchise of mine. I've played every single one of them.
When's the next? When was the last one that came out?
Well, they switched over to like 3DS, this weird like kind of more of a 3D look. But I personally like the 2D ones, and that was Battle Network 6.
Bro, we're talking like 20 years ago.
It's super old. And they just re-released the Legacy
Legacy collection,
but it was like a few years ago.
There's like nothing between 2010 and 2022.
Yeah. Dude, that's crazy. Want them to bring this back so bad.
Really? No,
yeah.
I was like, what
I loved it as a kid. It's so good.
Yeah, I think I seen this Legacy collection when it came out. My instinct was like, what is this?
Yeah, it's so dumb. They split into 2. So like you could buy it. I think you could buy it all bundled, and then they made a part 1 and a part 2. So the part 1 covers like 1 to 3, and then part 2 covers 3 to 6. Like, you're already re-releasing the game. Just put it in 1, like, and only make it 1. Nobody's gonna want to play 1, 2, and 3, not play like 4, 5, 6, right?
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I mean, the Metal Gear Solid collection, it sounds like they're doing half and half because it came out.
But these are GBA games.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Well, I mean, Capcom Fighting Collection right here, Fighting Collection 1, Fighting Collection 2, right?
Yeah, that's true. You gotta make their money.
Yeah, so you gotta. I mean, there's the Pixel remastered from Square Enix for Final Fantasy. That was from 1 to 6 all in one bundle.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then they topped off the finale with more Monster Hunter stuff, which didn't also need to exist in my opinion.
Yeah.
It was
It
like
literally
just
comes out in like 20
it comes
days.
out in like in a few days, and it's like, well, it was a nice reminder that the open beta is actually out now, so you could play the open beta for Monster Hunter till tomorrow, Sunday. Well, by the time this episode comes out, it'll be done. But next week there'll be more. We'll get more information. There'll be another like round of open beta next weekend. So
Okay.
if you do miss it this weekend, you could play next weekend. Yeah, they showed us some new monster and some online features and collectibles, whatever. I was like, I don't need to see this. This is a waste of time.
Yeah. Could have been
That
an
was the
email.
that was a Capcom spotlight. Anyway, so we're in the time of the year where all these big companies are having their investor calls and looking at their you know, their quarterly earnings or their yearly earnings and looking forward to 2025 and assessing their situation. So we always get these like updates that come out in these meetings with investors. And they're juicy updates usually. Um, Warner Brothers isn't doing good. That's the juicy update.
It's a race to the bottom.
It's a
Warner
race to the
Brothers,
bottom. I mean,
Ubisoft, and EA.
I swear to God. They're like, how fast can we tank our company? Like Ubisoft was in the lead for the longest time, and now like Warner
Dude,
Brothers and
dude,
EA are
did
like,
you
hold
see
my
that
drink.
article that I put in the show notes too, specifically about Dragon Age?
No, what was it?
Oh, so yeah, in one of these calls, the EA CEO believes that
Oh, if it was
Dragon
live
Age,
service.
yeah, did bad because it should have been a live service game.
What an idiot. How the hell did these people get these positions?
I was like,
Oh my God.
I'm sure like everybody else in the room knows that it was not because it was a live service
It
game.
started off as a live service game. That was part of the reason why its development was hindered.
Yeah. Anyways, I also heard that the writing team for Dragon Age is all gone too,
Yeah, I think it's
which is
all well because there was.
understandable.
It is understandable because like I haven't played the game, but I've seen some clips of the writing. But also, it's like you have the big Bioware that there's actually kind of two groups, people working on Mass Effect and Dragon Age. It seems like they just scrapped the entire Dragon Age like part of it. Anybody who was working on Dragon Age that didn't need to be transferred to Mass Effect or couldn't be transferred to Mass Effect, gone.
Mm-hmm.
And it just looks like Dragon Age is almost like a dead genre, man. Don't expect another Dragon Age game for. I mean, there was 9 years between the last two, so or 10.
Maybe another
So
9, 18, who knows?
well, yeah, it's dead now, I think. Anyway, Warner Brothers shut down multiverses. They had Suicide Squad kill the Justice League earlier this year. It's just been garbage. I mean, they had the best-selling game, the only game that's ever outsold more than Call of Duty in a fiscal year, which was Hogwarts Legacy 2 years ago now. And yeah, seems like they didn't learn anything from that. But we've been told now that Rocksteady is back to working on a single-player Batman game, which is good news, right?
Just got to
So
go back to the
just back to the roots. So I mean, nothing else to say there, but it's good to hear.
Yeah, it's like not even started though,
Well,
right? So it's
yeah,
gonna be quite a few years.
because they were still updating. Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, so they're back on
Yeah,
Batman.
but the whole team, the original team that worked on the original like trilogy, is gone now for the most part.
Yeah, I think like for the listeners, like sometimes we don't understand. We just associate a name with a
Yeah,
company, and we're like Naughty Dog, Crash Bandicoot. I hate to break it to you, like nobody who worked on Crash Bandicoot or worked on Jack and Daxter probably still works at Naughty Dog.
yeah,
You know what I mean,
exactly.
right? It's like you're talking about some legacy, like some games now where the people that were involved retired, moved to other industries, moved on to other jobs. They're doing something else. The guys who did the Mass Effect trilogy back on the Xbox 360 and PS3 era. They're not the people who did Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Like, it's just that's so far apart from each other that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, Rocksteady.
Do you think they're gonna try and make the single player Batman game live service? Because don't forget they did try something like that.
Which Batman was that?
So that one was it Gotham Knights?
I don't think Gotham Knights was live service.
It was like this weird co-op thing.
It was a co-op, but I don't think it was actually live service. And it was a different
I thought it
studio.
was.
No, it wasn't live service. Gotham Knights wasn't live service. It wasn't a good game either, but it wasn't live service. I think that was 2022 Gotham Knights was. Yeah, I mean, that's
Oh
Batman.
yeah, it wasn't.
No.
But I feel like they did want to try and make it that. Because I remember playing it. I was like, oh, this is like really weird.
Yeah, maybe they had the elements of live service in there. Another game we got an update on, which I actually was looking forward to, not because I care about the IP, but I cared about the developer. And that is Wonder Woman from the makers of Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. If you remember those games,
Yeah. The Lord of the Rings.
the Lord of the Ring games from 2014 or 13, I believe Shadow of Mordor was, and Shadow of War was 2017, and then they had the Nemesis system that nobody else ever used.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they released a teaser for their next game, which was Wonder Woman. That was, I think, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago. I think more than 2 years. I think that was 2022 Game Awards or 2021 Game Awards. Now that I think of it, and apparently now we know that it has been entirely rebooted. We haven't seen anything from the game in years. There were some rumors about it going through development hell late 2024, but now it's all but confirmed, directly from Warner Brothers that it's been entirely rebooted. I think they've just kind of scrapped the old kind of leads on it, and they've kind of starting from scratch. They've already spent $100 million on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, difficulty. Like, who the heck still cares about Wonder Woman? I mean, there was like a couple of those movies, and then
Yeah.
it seems like
And they didn't do so good.
they didn't do so good. So
Yeah. Does this
anyway.
come out first or Blade comes out first?
No, Blade, dude. What are you talking about? Blade is not in development now. Get out of here. Don't be saying that stuff. Marvel's Blade 2026, baby. I'm gonna take it back. It's not coming out 2020. I should put it in the predictions. That our predictions episode.
Yeah.
I should put
For this year.
Yeah.
You can put it on the one for this year.
No, I'm gonna change it. Yeah. We see a prediction right now. Marvel's Blade shows up at the Xbox showcase this spring, June, baby. Dude, that game is not in development hell. That game is gonna come out and it's gonna be a banger.
Denial.
Dude, I don't know why I don't know why are you betting against that game?
No, I don't want to bet against it, but I just have a feeling like,
dude,
I'd love to see Blade. I love the original Blades.
All right, we'll see.
But I mean,
come on,
could be development hell. We haven't seen anything about it,
bro. It's so far because they teased it too early. It's not in development hell. It's not in development hell. They teased it too early, bro. This is Arcade Leon we're talking about, bro. This is Dishonored 2. This is Deathloop, bro. No, man. This game is gonna be good. This is not Arcane Austin. This isn't Redfall.
Yes, but we will see. I'm holding my breath until we see more. I want to see more.
Fair enough. You'll see more this spring. You'll see more this spring.
If it doesn't, I'm going to call you out on it.
Call me out. That's Wonder Woman from Monolith Studios. Some other updates from Platinum Games. Apparently, every freaking lead at Platinum Games has been silently quitting for the last, I don't know, several months. This article comes from VGC from Andy Robinson. Hideaki Kamaya video reveals 5 more leads have quit Platinum, including Bayonetta 3's director. So my question is this ninja, yeah. So the Astral Chain designer, he's gone. Bayonetta 3 lead. My question is like, who is Team Ninja collabing with on Ninja Gaiden 4 if nobody's left at Platinum Games?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Like, who's the collaboration with?
Just some intern, dude. Could you imagine just some intern like responding to all these emails? It's like one man team over there.
Yeah,
just all the leads are gone and they're replaced by like some 5-year-olds.
The intern with the most seniority. He's just emailing Phil Spencer. Yeah,
that's crazy to hear though. But I mean, fingers crossed.
Yeah, I mean, there's the person who was the lead animator on Bayonetta series. There's a lot of people here. There was someone else from what was that game? I can't remember. What's that Platinum Games game?
Metal Gear Rising. Is that one?
Is Metal Gear Rising done by Platinum Games? No. I mean, Nier Automata. Nier Automata.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. So Platinum Games. Hopefully this doesn't affect Ninja Gaiden 4, but we'll see. Moving on to the metaverse.
Oh my god.
Meta's CTO, which means what the CTO
Chief Technical Officer, right?
Chief Technical Officer, says the metaverse could be a legendary misadventure as the total loss exceeds 60 billion.
Dude, I have no idea why the metaverse even existed.
60 billion?
60 billion for floating heads.
Oh my god, yo.
Dude, you've never put on a meta before, right?
The headset? No.
Yeah. So I was telling you about like the that Shawn Mendes concert, like when I got that Quest 3S. And yeah, so you like log into the metaverse and then it's just a bunch of like you see their heads and then like their bodies, but then like the bodies kind of just stay still, but and you can see like their hands like flapping around and then like their head just like turning. So they basically paid for a pair of arms, a head attached to some arbitrary body.
Good.
And it was so weird. Like if you got close to like people, you could hear like a bit of their conversation and a bit of their mic, and I was just like, this is really like an invasion of my privacy. Yeah, it was weird. Like if you get close to them, like in the metaverse, you could hear their mic, and I was like, I want to hear some guy breathing into his mic.
Yeah, it was the metaverse, and it was what are those stupid things that you buy that didn't really have any value, but everyone was going crazy over? NFTs?
Is it amiibos?
NFTs.
Oh, NFTs. Yes.
Yeah, it was NFTs in the metaverse. Was it like early 2022 where everyone's like, "This is the future," and then by 2023, we're like, "No." So this isn't just losses from the metaverse. This is kind of meta in general as a company, especially their reality labs, which is all of their virtual reality stuff. If you pay attention to their like quarterly earnings, I don't know how Facebook still does it, but they run that department at a loss year after year after year. And it accumulates. So they're saying at this point it's probably accumulated 60 billion in losses since 2020, which is an insane amount. 60 billion is crazy. So I don't know what Mr. Zucky over there has planned for the future. I mean, applauds to him for like continuing to push through and believing in VR, but this seems like crazy. Like, how are you operating the business like this? Yeah, losses year after year after year. I mean, like, this would have collapsed Ubisoft.
Yeah, but he's got all of your personal information up for sale.
Yeah,
the difference.
Too. Yeah, that too. That's insane, though. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna keep making the quests, man. Like something's got to give eventually. Like VR is just weird. It's like
Dude,
it's still kind of the future, but then it still isn't.
I think they have to. So like I don't know if you like keep track of like tech news outside of video games,
A little bit.
but Samsung like released a on like it's a prototype, so really it's like a developer kit. Uh so Samsung and Google worked together to create basically MetaQuest or a headset that runs like Android stuff. So it has pass through. You can run Android apps on there. Yeah, it looks really cool. So the competition is still there. People are like companies are still like investing money into it.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, one sec. My laptop's gonna die.
Yeah, and I'll take this time to like say that they should still continue making those Meta glasses. Like I love them. I'm not wearing
Yeah.
them now, but
You,
like
well, yeah.
I
When you
do
came
wear
over
them
the
every single day.
yeah when you came over the other day, you let me try them on, and I was kind of bewildered by just the
Yeah,
audio. I was like, how am I hearing through these glasses lenses? Well,
yeah,
the thing is, I'm not arguing that like it's interesting tech and there's competition. I'm just saying it seems like there's no market. It doesn't matter if Meta has competition and all these people are trying to get involved. Like Apple got involved with their
the
Apple
Vision
Vision
Pro.
Pro. It just seems like there's no market. It just seems like no one's buying them. I
Yeah,
know, like eventually they will. It will be like a Google Stadia thing. Like when Google Stadia came out, everybody's like, "We don't want this," and it flopped. But then Xbox with XCloud now, and like GeForce Now, Nvidia GeForce Now, and all these other streaming services, they're doing fine. And it seems like it potentially might be the future of video games.
yeah.
But it's like, yeah, you have to like,
Well, I mean, Nvidia, you can't buy any any graphics cards, so you have to use their own.
yeah, you have to use theirs because you kind of,
Yeah,
yeah, you can't get one
yeah,
from the store.
yeah. You can't get one from the store, so you have to use their streaming service if you want to play any type of game. But
So what I'm saying is eventually the VR is going to be the thing. But as the company who's trying to get into it, you have to decide when to get into it because you want to be an Xbox Game Pass. You don't want to be a Google Stadia.
yeah, yeah.
Like, what point do you enter where it is the future? There's just seems like this weird thing.
I
But
think if companies can figure out how to make yourself look not stupid at all when you're using AR or VR,
yeah,
that's the company that's gonna change VR. Because like, dude, it's embarrassing to like walk into like imagine you walk into somebody's room and like they're playing like Beat Saber and they're like they have this thing on their head and they're like
and they're flailing their arms.
right like
Yeah,
it
I
looks
agree.
silly, it's uncomfortable, like you can't wear it for a long time.
That's why I don't play as much PSVR 2 as I would actually like because you know, I work my 8 hours a day. I come home, see the wife, play with the kids for a little. We have dinner, do stuff around the house, etc., etc., etc. Put the kids to bed. It's already 8:30. I don't want to put a headset on and start jumping around. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? It
yeah,
just seems like that barrier to entry is like so high where it's like, I just give me my controller. I'm gonna sit on the couch and play Blatro. You know, like
yeah.
that's
So
my
think about it
issue.
this
Like
way. So instead of like this thing strapped to your head, like imagine it if it was just like the Ray-Bans
oh,
here,
completely different.
right? You put that on. The speakers are just they're there, so like you
Yeah,
can hear things around you, and you could just like press a button and it just like puts you into pass through like instantly, and it's good quality pass through, not like really
like
like even with the Quest 3S, which is the best pass through that like Meta has made in terms of a headset that's available to purchase, it was still pretty bad.
yeah, you should see the PSVR twos. It's like
Yeah.
black and white,
The I think the
fuzzy.
best
Like
on market is like the Apple Vision Pro. I can't
yeah,
speak to
yeah,
it,
for sure.
but
It is probably for sure the best. Yeah, because that's
but
really even leaning more towards the AR
yeah.
and more with the productivity and functionality aspect of things rather than playing games.
Yeah.
Which it sucks because you can't really play. I don't know. I'm still really looking forward to those X reels.
Yeah, when they're available.
Like I feel like you put them on and then you could just sit and just play a game while lying down on the couch. Like I feel like I'll be able to game, games I don't want my son to see or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
All the waifu games.
Well, I was thinking more Ninja Gaiden and beheading people, but
Yeah.
yeah, the waifu games as well. Yeah. Yeah, Meta Man. I don't know. VR man, it's interesting. I don't know
Yeah,
where
I
we're
think
gonna
there's
go.
still a market for it, and like they just need to make some advancements in like technology for it,
But that's
right?
the
Like,
question. Do you want to be the pioneer in that and
yeah,
which is Meta's doing and then lose 60 billion over the course of 5 years, right?
yeah. Like even from the switch to like the Fresnel lenses to the pancakes was is a huge deal, right? So
Mm,
then now we need like the next evolution.
yeah. I mean, you saw what happened with the PSVR 2 when that came. It seems like Sony has stopped supporting it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it felt like it stopped supporting it for a year. It felt like there's been a few games last year, but I mean, I wonder what its attachment rate is to PS5s. Like, it's probably not very high at all.
Yeah.
You can buy those
Or
from
like,
the
are
store as
people
soon
just
as it.
using it for PC, or are they just not using it at all?
I don't think it may be anyone who's like has a big rig, like a very good PC, and they want to play some PC Steam VR games. Maybe they bought a PSVR 2, plugged it in because I know the Valve Index is starting to get a little outdated.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a little pricey, you know. So
Yeah.
it's definitely not the best. I mean, I feel like they're due for a Valve Index 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Anyway, so that is the metaverse. Um. Moving on to a company that's actually making money. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 sells 1 million copies in a day, and they have basically made their money back from development on release day, which is good to hear. Congratulations to the developer. In this current climate where studios are getting shut down and games are being taken offline, and companies are being shuttered and mass layoffs and stuff like that, like what we saw from Dragon Age. These guys, on the other hand, made their money back. They're good to go. We're confident they're going to make another game. They'll make more than just their money back. Maybe their workers will get some bonuses this year. Good stuff. Looking forward to playing this game myself. Spoilers for the playlist. I haven't. You have a little bit.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Warhorse Studios for the release of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Some other smaller items. Metal Gear Solid Delta release date has leaked from the PSN network, and it is August 28th, 2025. I'm excited for this game. I'm looking forward to it. I'm happy its release date is later in the year. I feel like there's time to play. Stuff's padded up. When there's space between games, I like it. I don't have to do the whole mental gymnastics of like, do I play this one or do I play that one? If I play this one's longer than that one, and this one's shorter, I can play this one first. Just play what I want to play when I want to play it.
I mean, at this point, I don't think you're playing any games.
Yeah, I'm just going
with
to
that
keep playing
backlog.
indie games. Yeah. Going back to the investor call stuff I was talking about earlier in the episode, Take-Two also kind of had theirs, and we got some information about GTA 6. Apparently, internally, according to them, GTA 6 is still on schedule to release fall 2025. I still don't believe it. I'm still betting
Yeah.
against it.
That's
But
insane still. I don't
according
believe
to
it.
this earnings call, it's still good to go. It has not internally been delayed to 2026 just yet. Obviously, we don't have an official release date from Take-Two. This is all internal, but internally they're still slating this for fall. They also have Mafia: The Old Country coming out in the summer. Borderlands 4, which from the earnings call, we didn't actually specify when Borderlands 4 is coming out, and they had Civ 7, which also came out on it's coming out officially on February 11th, but I think the early access is out.
Yeah, I think the early access came out on the 5th or 6th.
Yeah. So that is GTA 6. Apparently E3 is back ish.
Dude, I believe this as much as I believe GTA 6 is coming out.
It's been officially announced. The ESA, the company that used to do E3, back in the day after, it had some big troubles over the last 4 weeks until it was shut down for good. They announced a new conference called Icon, IICON, for visionaries. It seems like they have some industry backing from Nintendo, Xbox, and Sony. So we'll see what happens there. I'm reading here from Insider Gaming. As far as what organizations will take part in the event, the ESA revealed that Amazon Games, Disney, Electronic Arts, Epic Games, Microsoft, Nintendo of America, Sony Interactive Entertainment, Square Enix, Take-Two Interactive, Ubisoft, and Warner Brothers will have a presence. I could count 3 or 4 companies over there that might shut down before your first event. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
I just don't know, man. Like with the way that companies can do their own events nowadays, like why do you need to really
I don't
show
think
up?
I don't think this is going to be that from what I'm reading here. This is not going to be like a Summer Games Fest thing. It's not going to
Yeah.
be the old EA model. Yeah, I don't know exactly what for visionaries mean.
Yeah. Is
Essential,
this just going to be like a private or more private event among leaders,
It
perhaps?
seems like it's more E3 before E3 turned into like a public event where people would come and see games. You know how it was more for like industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day. That's kind of what it feels like. We'll see. Steam update for early access games. Steam is now warning you before you buy what is quote unquote an abandoned game. This is an early access game that has not released any updates in over a year. So Steam's basically giving you a heads up that the last update, for example, here's the last update made by the developers was over 20 months ago. So it says it's early access. You want to play it, spend money inside, hoping there'd be a 1.0. They're just giving you a heads up like, hey, we don't know if this 1.0 is actually going to come. Yeah. So
I wonder if anybody will like uncover a bunch of games that that make that list.
I'm trying to see if there's some examples, notable ones. Heartbound 2018. Yeah, I don't know. Remember when Fortnite was like in early access for like 5 years, technically, before it went into 1.0? Like Fortnite didn't go into 1.0 until like 2022 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They must have had updates. So I doubt they would
updates.
even.
No. This.
Yeah, if they were on here, I don't think it would be considered that.
So, another update from Death Stranding 2. It looks like that, there's a teaser trailer, or not a teaser trailer. Kojima teases that he's working on a new trailer on Twitter. And it's been rated apparently in Korea. Why is it always Korea? Why is Korea always rating games first? So then we're like, oh, it's coming out this year. It's always the South Korean rating board that's like, yo, okay, we'll get on it right away.
I wonder if they have some sort of rules that they have to like have a rating for a certain amount of time before like the game comes out.
Maybe just so that you don't pre-order or do something.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah. So Death Stranding 2 still slated for this year. We surprisingly, it's been kind of radio quiet from Kojima. We thought we would see him at the
Video Games Awards.
That didn't happen. It's been a while since we've seen that Death Stranding 2. And lastly, Capcom is ending service for Resident Evil Village's pack-in multiplayer game, which, if you don't know, didn't even come out with Resident Evil Village. It was like delayed like a year after, on June 29th. So I actually think I'm going to go and try and play this game. Because I haven't. I've never started.
The only way you touch this backlog is if they like remove, or if they have some sort of news about them removing something.
It's my priority. Like that's literally me on Game Pass. Me on Game Pass is like, oh, they added that game. That's nice.
Yeah.
A year later,
Mo's reverse. He doesn't
we're
look
taking
at
it off.
The new ones.
Oh my god, they're taking it off. I gotta go play it. Yeah. I want to see what this is. This looks, it obviously from the trailer looked like it was going to be garbage, but it just looked like it was going to be funny. Like almost like all these Resident Evil characters all fighting it out in this map with like some of the bigger bosses and enemies. It looked like it was going to be funny. But I never got to try it. So I really want to give it a try just before they take it off.
Just so we're clear, he's playing this instead of Silent Hill 2.
Silent Hill 2, Alan Wake 2.
Alan Wake 2.
Dynasty
Yeah.
Warriors Origins. What else? Yeah, the list goes on.
Yeah. That and indie games.
Oh
You'll
man,
play an indie game.
I'll play an indie game. Easy commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to some dev specific games, or sorry, platform specific news. Nintendo Switch has sold 150 million units. I anticipate Sony's going to tell us in a few days that the PS2 has now sold 170. You know, remember that when the
Yeah.
Switch basically got up to the PS2, and then Sony like 6 months ago was like, actually, we sold 160
Yeah.
million.
Sorry.
Sorry. We didn't tell you. We stopped producing these in 2012, but somehow we've managed to sell an extra 10 million somewhere. Yeah. So the
They just have a
Switch
stockpile. They just have like a warehouse named like Troll Nintendo
Troll
Warehouse,
Nintendo warehouse. They
and then
just
you just
sell them
have
to
like
Brazil. They just
yeah,
sell them for $5 to Brazil as
yeah,
soon
yeah.
as like yeah. So that Nintendo Switch, man, the gift that keeps giving. I'm looking forward to its death so we could have a more amicably powered console. Super Mario Party Jamboree sells 6 million. I'm not surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, maybe I am. It's a Nintendo game. They sell like hotcakes.
Yeah,
And
and you have to keep the copy too. Like
yeah,
nobody's gonna lend this out to you.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's the Mario Party game, right? You don't
Yeah,
play it and beat it. It's your party game. We now know the exact date for the Switch 2
Nintendo event.
reveal, the Nintendo event, Nintendo Direct. It is going to be April. I don't know why they wrote it this way. 4/2/2025. People were thinking it was like February 4th or February 4th. It's like, no, bro. It's April 2nd. People were freaking
Yeah,
out online. They're like, this soon? February 4th?
yeah.
It's
yeah.
like, no, bro.
Dude, these companies need to like figure out how to write it like very clear.
Yeah.
But that's the fault of the world. We
But
all
if you
use some
pay,
sort of weird arbitrary like dating system. Is a day,
yeah,
month, year,
is it
month, day,
month, day,
year.
year? Yeah.
Some people
Um,
write year, date, month. Like,
I usually do year. I do year, month, day usually,
I
but
do reverse. I do day, month, year.
it's easier for me to file something online, like on like a server or something, because it's like I'll put in the title year, month, day, and then
Oh
it'll
yeah,
put it
yeah. Okay.
chronologically based on the year first, right? Yeah. Anyway, April 2nd, stay tuned. Switch 2 reveal. There's some information from Nintendo that says Pokemon Legends ZTA and Metroid Prime 4 are still Nintendo Switch 1 titles. I don't know what to make of this. I remember when they showed Metroid Prime 4, people online were saying, oh, this is a Switch 2 game. Look at it. And they were pointing some details, Digital Foundry or whatever it was,
Yeah.
who was looking into it. It's like, no, this is a Switch 2 game. This wouldn't run on the Switch. How Nintendo
Yeah.
saying, no, bro, it's a Switch game.
And then for
Man,
Pokemon Legends ZA or whatever is we already knew that it was a
correct.
Switch 1 title.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. It's
But
unfortunate. Like I want to see which ones are actually like Switch 2 titles. And like will these Switch 2 titles that are designed for the Switch 2 work on the Switch 1?
I
That'd
have
be
no problem.
crazy.
I have no problem with them working on both, but I just hope there's some kind of enhancement
Yeah.
when you play these games on, Switch 2. Yeah. 2K also in their earnings calls for Q3 were saying that they are going to fully support the Switch going forward. I don't know what that means. Are we going to get GTA 6 on Switch 2? I mean, don't hold your breath for that, but whatever that means. But
Yeah.
from my perspective, the good news about that is it actually sounds like Switch 2 is like functional,
Yeah.
has a functional level of power, because we're hearing about all these games coming to it, all these Xbox games going to it. I'm like, oh, at least this thing is actually going to run. So that's good to hear.
Yeah.
And yeah.
The last thing, the wireless mouse patent from Nintendo.
Yeah. So a patent has come up from Nintendo about a wireless mouse. So everybody's basically saying, yo, bro, that Joy-Con is a mouse. That's what we saw in that
Yeah.
trailer. Yeah.
And that's where
Like,
all the leaks had
yeah.
also already brought up.
Yeah. Sounds like all these leaks are like on the money. So you
Yeah.
will be able to use your Joy-Con as a mouse for your Switch 2.
Dude, could you imagine the ergonomics of that?
Yeah, well, imagine you could just plug in a regular mouse.
Yeah, I mean that'd probably be the best way to do it.
You just go to your coffee shop and you play Age of Empires 2 or Civ 7 on your Switch 2. Why not, man? Yeah, so that is Nintendo. A couple other cleanup items here. Xbox has officially confirmed that Age of Mythology and Age of Empire 2's are Age of Empire 2 definitive edition are coming to PS5 this year. I think Mythology already has a release date. You could already pre-order it on the PS5 here. Age of Mythology. Yeah, it's already on the PlayStation Store. $34 for that one. I wonder if Age of Empires 2 is. Then I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to plug in a mouse and keyboard onto my Xbox and see if I can just play on Game Pass like that.
Yeah, you
I
should be able to.
I mean
Um,
I love those games growing up, but
yeah, I
I
think for
just
the Call of Duty like online stuff, you couldn't, right? Or
yeah,
is
I heard it would just be the latency wouldn't work or whatever.
yeah.
Or yeah, you couldn't because it would be like cheating or whatever.
Yeah, it would notify like people that you were on like a keyboard and mouse. I thought.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't remember. I've never like thought to plug in a keyboard and mouse.
Can you plug in a keyboard and mouse to your PS5?
I don't know.
I mean, a lot of these games are more easily playable on a keyboard and
PC.
mouse. They're just
Yeah, it looks like you
easier.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse.
Or you could wait till they come to the Switch 2 and use your
Yeah, you use your Joy-Con if they call it that.
last story that came out this week is something from Shuhei Yoshida, who's been making the rounds. He's the former executive of PlayStation. He had a long, illustrious career there, starting from the PlayStation 1 launch. On an interview, he said two scary moments from his career. This is an interview with MinMax where he said he freaked out when Monster Hunter. Which Monster Hunter?
I
Was
think
it? Monster
4,
Monster Hunter.
right?
Yeah, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate was released as a Nintendo 3DS exclusive.
Exclusive.
Because apparently Monster Hunter was a colossal hit on the PlayStation Portable, to the point where they had two exclusive games on it. But Nintendo managed to secure the new game for their console and make it exclusive. so he, so he, you know, and to make matters worse, Nintendo's 3DS was cheaper even than the Vita.
Yeah. I mean, the 3DS also destroyed the Vita in terms of like
Yeah,
just the sheer amount of games that you could play on the 3DS.
yeah. So I didn't realize Monster Hunter was such a big deal on the PSP. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, I don't think neither you or me are like big Monster Hunter fans, but I guess to some people, like especially like people that are invested, like they probably play all of them, and like
yep,
having a portable version of it that looks half decent is a good investment for people that transit.
yeah. The other thing that freaked out Shuhei Yoshida in his career was the Xbox 360 release, because it came out an entire 1 year before the PS3, and he was freaked out that the competition was like more inept technologically, uh, like compared to them. Like they were still on the PS2 releasing these PS2 games when
Yeah,
Xbox was
yeah,
already on the 360. And to
and
be honest
Xbox
with you,
had internet access.
yeah, they had it. On the original Xbox too, built in.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you ever play online on your back in the day on that generation? I used to
No,
play online on the
it didn't
PS2.
even cross my mind.
Yeah,
Like if I would play it online, it was like for sure on a PC.
yeah, no, I would every now and then, like when something came out that I wanted to play online on the PS2, I would ask my parents if I could move like the PS2 and the TV to where the computer was, because you had to be wired, right? There wasn't
Yeah,
any
yeah,
Wi-Fi.
yeah.
So there was a
It was
few
like
things,
an Ethernet cable.
and there was like this thing that went in the back of the PS2. It was like this attachment. It was a whole thing. It was crazy. It's playing online back then was something else. Yeah. But no, the original Xbox had that broadband in, and it was integrated internally.
Hmm.
I think Shuhei Yoshida was right to be scared of both of these, because if Monster Hunter was the biggest PS Portable game and it became a
Yeah.
3DS exclusive, and we know what happened to PlayStation's portable
Yeah.
line of consoles, like they died after the Vita. They stopped making them. I know now there's rumors they're making a new one, but you saw what happened there. And then
Yeah.
as far as the 360 PS3, he also has the right to be concerned because the 360 did come out a year earlier,
Yeah.
secured a lot of exclusives, and was significantly cheaper than the PS3
Yeah.
and easier
If
to
they didn't
develop
have
for.
their red ring issue,
Oh, I mean, it blew the PS3 out of the water for the first 3 years. It was
yeah.
only by the end of the console generation did the PS3 finally catch up to the 360, and I think in the end it actually also topped it off a little, it
Yeah. Yeah.
surpassed it, but
Yeah.
otherwise the 360 hit the ground running. Yeah, so that's it for news this week. We're just at the hour and 10 minute mark. We could hop right into the playlist. I haven't been playing too much, but you've been playing some stuff that I'd like to talk about. So let's get right into it. So tell me, what have you been playing this week? Have you been playing one of the biggest releases?
Yeah. Okay, fine.
Okay,
We'll
I'll wait.
talk we'll talk about it.
Okay, so Kingdom
Um
Come Deliverance 2 comes out
yes.
this week. It is 88 on Metacritic, critic score, and it's 8.4 user score. By all accounts, it's a great game. You hopped in. It seems like you didn't didn't feel the same way, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was just so rough. So we talked about this a little bit already, but like you start off basically you're thrown into like the exposition of the story. Like one of the kings is kidnapped and the land is like divided, blah blah blah. Honestly, didn't read that much into it, but basically you play as like a first person soldier in this game, and there's a lot of instruction. Like you show up, they teach you how to move around, and then you're just like thrown in with like pages of like, here, this stat does this, and this increases this, and this does this, and there's just a lot of reading, man.
Sounds like Citizen
So
Sleeper too.
yeah, I think at the end of the day, this game is just not a game that was like made for you, made for me. And that being said, you are super interested in this
I
for
really
whatever reason.
this game looks funny. Its combat reminds me of Chivalry 2, which is a game I love dearly. I know Chivalry 2 is an online multiplayer game, competitive game. It's not anything like this. This is a story, first person action adventure RPG. So completely different genre, but it reminds me of its silly goofiness in this medieval European setting. So it looks good. My only thing is I have to do this like time juggling thing. I can't just like I love this game. I'm gonna pick it up and play it right now, right? I have to do the time juggling thing of this is a probably 100+ hour game, and I don't want to go out and spend $90 on it to play it for 20 hours before I hop on to the next thing, and then I don't come back. And so that's
Yeah, yeah,
honestly the only reason why I
yeah.
haven't. Right?
So I'll outline a few notes that I wrote down. I didn't get very far in this game, uh, and I do have a little bit of an update, kind of at the very end. So yeah, this game I basically gave like an hour before I completely uninstalled it from my computer.
Crazy,
That's how much it did not vibe with me.
crazy. Okay.
So, okay, well, I'll go through the positives first of all. Like the environment, so like the actual landscape that, the engine that it runs on looks great.
Okay.
Cutscenes look great. Characters look like they're actually like we're in the right century. Like the clothes that they're wearing, the speech, they're not like speaking like like Japanese or something in a Chinese game like Dynasty
Dynasty
Warriors was,
Warriors.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So all of that like is great. But yeah, so you start off playing as like some sort of leader, that's not the person that you're actually like the main character of. You're, so you're given a crossbow, and like shooting it feels like the worst thing in the world. You shoot it, you have to like slowly reload. The hit marker feels off, and then you're kind of thrown into more of like the combat with the sword. Uh, the combat system's really weird to me. I've never played a game like this. I think you might have.
Well,
Like,
you explain it to me, but
yeah, yeah,
I don't think it's like Chivalry or Mortal. It's
yeah.
different,
So,
it's similar, but it's not exactly functioning the same way. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so there's different weapons in the game. I only unlocked like the sword, which is like the default weapon. There's like this, like almost like a compass. So there's like a forward, back, and then left, right, and you basically have to use your right trigger. I'm playing on a controller. I think on a mouse you probably would just like move left or right. Um, so you have to move where your positioning of the sword is, and then you would attack or parry that way. And then if you parry properly, you can like attack and do like a basically like a, I guess, a perfect block plus
A
attack. Yeah,
riposte, or
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I found that to be really annoying because you're like watching the guy and like his sword moves around, so you have to like follow him around and be like, oh, is he going left? Is he going right? I don't know. Wasn't for me. It just felt like it was like very slow and very like chuggy.
I want you to download Chivalry 2. Maybe we'll play it one day, and then
And give it a try.
I want you to give it a try, and I want to see how you think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's the combat. I was not sold on the combat whatsoever. Um in the first part of the game, there's like a mini game,
the dice game.
the dice game. And I was telling you about it. Like that thing was what drove me insane with the menus. Like I can read like a few things about like this is what you upgrade in terms of this character trait. But like if the game is giving me 3 pages of stuff to read before I play this mini game, I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to try and like play the game and figure it out.
Figure it out. Yeah,
Right? So
I
like
could.
that wasn't a very good experience. The context behind why you're playing this dice game, not a good experience. It was so the reason why you want to play this dice game is so that you can win. So is that you can win a ring to trade for food to give your dog. So if you don't win this mini game,
Your dog's gonna die.
your dog is gonna
But
starve.
does that actually die in the game,
I mean, I think eventually the game like
or is there that
gives
RPG?
you the answer because I
Oh,
failed like I tried to figure out the mini game like 3 or 4 times and then it basically just gave me an instant win. Like it rolled the dice so it was like a straight, so like it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it basically made the perfect amount of points.
mm,
Yeah, because I was trying to figure it out. I'm like, I don't understand this game. Like, you're supposed to like get triples of a number, and then it gives you points, and then you pass. Or then if sometimes you have 666, that makes you bust. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't want to get it. I just want to like win so I can give my dog something to eat. You know?
yeah, that's unfortunate, man.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna. When you
you're
told
stuck
me
in.
you weren't when you told me you weren't feeling it, I got even more curious.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, so there's a game that some people hate and some people love. Oh, I gotta play it.
yeah. Oh, and then oh man, like the inventory is a mess to me.
Yeah, there was that thing where you have to take off all of your clothes to then put on or take out everything from your inventory to pull out the armor or
Yeah,
something like
so
that.
this is like super early as well. Like I said, only an hour into the game, but you are like supposed to duel this guy or like do a practice fight with him so you can like learn the combat. And it's the game just tells you like, oh, you have to like put on your helmet and your sword. And of course, I wasn't like reading like all the tutorial very in depthly. So what it is that I thought you had to find where your sword and your helmet was, like in the location. So I'm like walking around all of this area trying to find a helmet and a sword. I'm like, it literally does not exist. I'm so confused. So I like tried to play around with the menus on the controller, couldn't figure it out. I had to move back to my keyboard and just started like hitting random buttons to see if I could get something to come up. And then finally the inventory pulled up. I was like, oh my God. It was like in my inventory the whole time. I just had to find the button, and then you have to equip things in a certain way. So you have to like equip this cloth before you can equip your helmet. And then you have to like equip like all your other armor. It's not as bad as like some things that you have to do in the game, but it was just something that like turned me off. Like organizing inventory to like a minute detail is like insane to me.
Well, so you're not coming back to this game, are you?
So here's the thing.
Okay.
We were talking and you were saying that you're reading or you're watching a podcast, and one of the guys was saying like he only put in the 2 hours and he thought it was crap.
He literally had the same experience as you.
Me.
Yeah.
And then you said the other guy put in more time to like try and understand the game,
And
and
then
he actually like enjoyed it.
yeah.
So I have reinstalled it.
Okay.
I have played another like hour before this podcast here,
Okay.
and I'm still very indifferent.
Uh,
I might give it a little bit more a try. The one thing that I did find that was really cool, it's so like random, but it is the potion brewing.
you have to make your own potions too for like healing and
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah. So
Okay.
like you get injured and you're basically like brewing this potion. So like you have to go into this little room. You have to like physically bring the pot down and boil the base, like the water, wine, or
Mm.
whatever. And then your ingredients are on your right hand side. So you have to like get however handfuls of that one ingredient. You have to follow a recipe book. There's like a pestle and mortar. So you have to like, if the ingredients say that you have to like grind it down, you have to do that before you like put it into the cauldron. There's like a timer for the cauldron too. So like if it overburns or whatever, then I guess I haven't gotten to that part. I assume that your potion can like fail.
Cooking sim, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like a cooking sim, and I was like, this is kind of cool. That's the one thing that I thought was
You
interesting.
enjoyed.
Yeah, which is like the weirdest detail.
Well, that's unfortunate, but different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
So
I'll give you an update if I do like continue playing this.
Yeah, let us know next
Like
weekend.
I said to you when I like first uninstalled it, I was like, I'd rather play Dragon Age.
Yeah, that was a shocker to me that you said you'd rather play Dragon Age.
And at this point, even after I found that like potion sim, cooking sim, I'd still probably play Dragon Age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just the combat is like what really throws me off.
I don't know. I'm gonna see if I would like it or not. Yeah. Again, I have my eyes out for Avowed, which comes out February 18th, which is also a first-person RPG. It's different setting for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That one's more fantastical. This one seems more grounded Kingdom Come. So yeah. So there's no point going out and buying a copy for $90 that I'm going to play for a week and not even get halfway through. Hopefully, there's a lull here in the release schedule in April or something, because March is still pretty busy. March is pretty packed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So maybe
tell me what have you been playing?
Yeah, you haven't been. So you haven't been playing anything else. That was it.
No, I mean, let's talk about Vampire Survivor. I'm real deep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's like the game I've been mainly playing. I'm like nearly done unlocking quite a bit of the unlocks that you can.
Yeah.
So I'm like many hours deep into this.
Really,
like even last
Vampire
night,
Survivors.
I got home from like all you can eat Korean barbecue. I was like super full, like just laying there, and all I was doing is playing Vampire Survivors with one eye open.
It's great. One eye open, one finger on the screen.
Yeah, and just like
Vampire Survivors. I have
Yeah.
almost all the unlocks in Balatro now.
Oh wow, okay.
I have 20-ish Jokers left, I think. No, 27. 27 or 28 Jokers left. Yeah. But they're all hard Jokers to get. They're not like easy ones. And then there's some that aren't hard to get. I just haven't picked them up or bought them from the store for whatever reason.
Yeah, because they suck.
Yeah.
And you don't want to ruin your run. I think that's the annoying thing about
I
Bellagio
do
sometimes.
I do pick up some jokers now just so I could unlock them,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
if they suck, and I'll just sell them right away. I'm just like, oh, I haven't seen this one. I'll get it.
Yeah, you might as well buy it. It just sucks when you have like your kit fully like set up,
Yeah,
and then you now have to like try and like figure out which one you want to sell in order to get this Joker. Which I like just end up saying like, no, I'm not gonna do it this run.
yeah,
I'll do it next run.
yeah. I have been. I've only been playing one game this week. I've had a very busy week. I gamed like one night out of this last six, maybe. And
Mm-hmm.
last night I was literally doing like work OT to like 3 in the morning because got some stuff that's due on Monday. But yeah, I've been playing a little to the left. This is an indie game that came out, I believe, 2 years ago, 2022. It's kind of a puzzle game. It's from a Canadian developer named Max Inferno, and it's really just a simple game where you have to just organize stuff, and the way you organize is there's specific ways to solving it. It's like a puzzle. It'll be like, here is a bunch of cans and stuff. You're in a kitchen, you're organizing stuff in a cupboard, cans and whatever, and then you know you have to figure out how you want to put them, but there's like multiple ways to solve it for some levels. And you just go through level, very chill, very like relaxed. I haven't had the energy to do anything else. So I just turn it on, go through a few of these. I'm about halfway through. I believe it's like about a 4 hour game. So we'll we'll see how far I take it. It is on Game Pass. They're taking it off Game Pass, which is kind of when I decided to
That's the
play
reason
again.
why
That's
you
literally the reason why I'm like, oh, I meant to try this game. Let me give it a try before they take it off. So I think
are
I'll
gonna beat it
probably play.
before they
I'll
take it off.
probably play it to the end. I think they take it off on the 15th, so I have 7 days.
Yeah, it'll
Right?
get you to Avowed.
It'll get me to. No, I don't think I'll be done that before about. Um, the other thing I have downloaded, but again I haven't had the chance to even play is, and I won't have the chance to play tonight because there's a pretty good UFC card I want to watch. But tomorrow night, hopefully before it ends, is the Monster Hunter Wilds beta, and then I'll try it
Yeah,
again next week. And then I think next week we're gonna get more information on the Elden Ring Night Rain beta that me and you both got into.
yeah.
So we'll see what that's about. I don't know if it's gonna be next week or not, but yeah. So that is kind of on the list next to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bro, I haven't touched Ninja Gaiden. I started Sniper Elite Resistance with my brother-in-law. We played like the first 2 levels, and then I haven't been able to play since. It's just been busy at work
Yeah.
and busy with life. So
I mean, if Kingdom Come Deliverance doesn't attract my attention in another hour or two, then I will probably just move on to Ninja Gaiden.
yeah,
Yeah,
are
because
you
I've
gonna
been
try?
meaning to like actually like play it. So
Yeah, are you gonna try? I mean, just keep in mind the camera's a little brutal on Ninja Gaiden.
yeah, I'll give it a try. I mean, dude, it can't be worse than my immediate uninstall after an hour.
Probably not. No, and there's waifu, so you'd like it.
Oh yes, love that.
What is yeah, so are you gonna try Civ by any chance?
I will see if I have time for it. I think I do want to
That's
try Ninja Gaiden just because I want a Ninja Gaiden under my belt before 4 comes out.
yeah. Man, I really want to try Civ, but it's also the same thing as Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Yeah, it's a long game.
It's like one mission will take me like 10 hours. And I'm not really that much of a Civ guy. I'm more of an Age of Empires guy. I'm not really the Civ person. Like I'd rather play Age of Empires. Maybe I'll play Age of Empires on PC on Game Pass. There's no time. There's so much shit I want to play, but there's no time. By the way, I thought when you were talking about Kingdom Come, I thought I'd let you know that this is number 6 on Steam right now for concurrent players. It
That's
has
insane.
it has 222,000 concurrent players right now. Its 24-hour peak is 233,000. That's crazy, man.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's literally the only things
I
that.
guess I guess yeah. Some people just really love this game. It's
It's crazy how
definitely not for me.
Helldivers still has 90,000 concurrent players. That's crazy. Counter Strike 2, 1.2 mil concurrent. Dota 2 still blows my mind.
Dota 2
50,
is classic.
580,000. Marvel Rivals is still going
Yeah,
strong. 300,000.
I was gonna ask.
Rivals?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm done.
Oh no, I was asking like where it was on the
Oh,
Steam placement.
oh yeah, no. For me, I'm kind of done. I'm not.
Yeah, you're done.
That's I play multiplayer games like a single player game. There's an end. You can't. I'm not playing your game forever. There is going to be either a natural progression to which I say, "Oh, I'm kind of bored of this now, and I'll move on," or I will force myself to move on if it's getting bad. I'll just delete your game off
Mm-hmm.
my console.
And
So
just never think about it
and
again.
never think about it again. Yeah, no, we were playing it pretty hard, and then I just wanted to move on to other things, and I still hopped onto it every now and then, but eventually I got a little bored. It's the same thing over
Mm-hmm.
and over again, and there was like this soccer game that they added to it, which was horrendous.
Yeah,
Just
I remember you
terrible. I think
telling
I told
us
you.
about it.
Yeah, I was like, screw that. Yeah, I mean, if I want to play multiplayer games, there's other games I kind of. What is this game called Banana that has 100K concurrence?
What?
There's a game called Banana. Just Banana. It has 100K concurrent
Banana
on Steam.
team. Let's see. So it's a clicker game in which you click a banana, and you click the banana to gain even more bananas. Every 3 hours, you get dropped a banana. Each banana is made by the community in Discord. Come hang out with us, and let's grow this into something awesome. So this is like a crowd game almost.
That's crazy.
Dude, this
You
came
just
out
click.
in April of 2024. So
You just click. I actually, now that you mention it, I do remember hearing something about this, but I'm like, why click a banana?
So 3 hour drop pool chances. Normal 70%, common 25%. Oh, so you basically just click this banana and you gain you have a chance to gain more bananas that are rare, legendary, etc.
Yeah,
And you just grow your collection. This is so weird. How
that's
much is
weird.
this? Oh, it's free to play.
It's free to play.
But you can just buy the bananas, it looks like. Interstellamana. That one looks cool. Are you looking at this on Steam right
I'm
now?
on the Steam page. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, look at the amethystana. Amethyst Nana? That thing literally looks like a lump of.
Just say it out loud. It looks like a lump of shit.
Yeah. With little purple things. Dude, that's going
Ooh,
to be one hard banana
that's
to
gross.
pass.
Yuck.
I wonder if there's like
Amethystana.
a thing where like if you are collecting a banana every like 3 hours, like your rates would increase, like as a combo for like continuing. That would be insane. Your concurrent players would
Are
be
you trying to Balatro this?
yeah yeah.
Interstellarana. Weird. Weird, bro. Riftana. Ooh.
What do these things do?
I
So
still
you
don't
can't
understand.
trade them.
I still don't understand this.
Yeah, so they can be traded for 1 week. Can be listed on their marketplace for 1 week. This item is considered in-game item for the purposes of the Steam refund order. Dude, they sold 9 of these in the last 24 hours. So that's like what? $2, $3?
In the last 24 hours?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is
And
a free to
then
play game that makes no money then.
view and community market. I don't get it. So 104 people are selling at 28 cents and then 470 requests to buy it at 17 cents. Dude, is this fuck this is an NFT? This is a really weird game. Anyways,
Well,
probably not a game we're interested in.
no. Maybe I should buy a Steam Deck to play it on the Steam Deck. Bro, I keep looking at Steam Decks every single day.
Just wait.
For what? What am I waiting for?
A new Steam Deck to come out. Get the newer one that came out.
They said it's not coming. There's not anytime soon though.
Get the newer one that runs Steam OS.
The Lenovo?
Yeah. I hear it's pretty good.
Yeah. I heard it's really good, but how much does it go for? Lenovo Legion Go. Is it the Lenovo Legion Go or is it the Lenovo Legion Pro?
I think it's Go.
Let me get an
Oh,
idea.
geez, that is a lot of money.
Yeah, how much is it for?
So I'm looking at the
It's
listing
900
on
bucks.
Best Buy. It's $899, but this one says Windows 11.
$899. I wonder how much more powerful it is than the Steam Deck, because the Steam Deck is the 1 terabyte OLED is
It's
820.
probably a pretty big difference.
It's $80 difference between the 1 terabyte OLED.
Yeah, but like performance wise, I think it's probably
While this
pretty.
says only 515 gigs, 16 gigs of.
Oh, it's available soon on their Lenovo website. Is this
Yeah,
the
it's
Steam OS version of it?
what's the difference between this and the Pro? Is this the one where you could the Joy-Con? The Pro's the laptop. What is the other Lenovo Legion?
Let's see.
There's the one where you could take like the Joy-Cons out and you could turn one into a mouse.
Is that not the Go? I thought that was the Go.
That is the Go. Yeah, you're right. Looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, these people need to like figure out their their naming stuff.
Yeah, the Asus ROG Ally. I wonder how they all compare.
So Legion Go 2 is
PC.
coming out in the second half of 2025, confirmed by product director around 150. Interesting. Anyways, I feel like you should still wait. Like we're gonna get a whole bunch of new handhelds, and
I think
some
I
of
should
these
just wait.
handhelds might take some ideas from like the
I'll just
Nintendo
I should
Switch.
I should probably just wait till the Switch too, because it sounds like it's going to be powerful
Yeah,
enough
yeah.
that I could play third party games on it.
Yeah, especially if you're starting with a brand new library anyways. It's just I guess it sucks because you'll always be starting with a brand new library with Nintendo.
Well, not if they have backwards compatibility.
Yeah, that's fair. But like going forward, like your library, like if they close down the store, then you're basically stuck with a
Yeah,
brand new
with the brand new.
library versus like Steam is not going to get rid of their stuff, you know? Like a
Yeah.
Steam library.
Eventually, everything is once the apocalypse happens, it's all going to be gone.
Yeah.
You need
And once the
physical.
earth ceases to exist.
You need physical hardware. All right, folks. Thanks for sticking around and joining us today. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and on Instagram at the Slow Run Cast. It helps us a lot. And if you ring the bell so you get a notification when the next episode comes out, we would appreciate it, just so we could keep on entertaining you. I hope you enjoyed the episode. And send us any recommendations or any suggestions that you have at the Slow Run Cast on Instagram, or comments on the YouTube or on the Spotify video. I don't know if Apple you could put any comments. I know on Spotify you can now. And we'll look into it, see if we could do something. Thanks again, guys, and have a good weekend. Or when they listen to it, good week.